is Monday, November the 21st, 2022. And man, oh man. You know, today was actually seemed like it was like a somewhat of a slow news day. It wasn't explosive as it was last week, but more stuff is coming down. I think mainly because all of the tyrants are out for Thanksgiving week, right? I think all the tyrants are out of town, so there's no one there to come up there and give us all the gritty, nitty gritty. But anyways, I do have a few things I want to talk to you about. One of the main things I want to talk to you about is the Hunter Biden laptop. The Hunter Biden laptop. Is it safe for us to talk about the Hunter Biden laptop now that it has been authenticated, that it is an actual thing? And I think the most disturbing thing about all of it is that what took place, how the Democrats tried to say it was all debunked. They're even saying that right now. Hold on, I got to type something. They're still saying that right now. And they're still saying that as of right now. And a lot of people are going, there's nothing there. Especially, well, those on the left, of course, they're all saying this. There's nothing there, and they want everyone they want everybody to believe it and everyone to go along with it. Well, guess what? The American people aren't that stupid. The American people are not stupid. They like for us, all of us, to believe that they know all the answers, and we're just supposed to believe them. Just go along with it. But anyways, I want to share something with you. This is with Dan Bongino, and I'm not sure if many of y'all have seen this video, but if you have, you know, it's just a recap for what you've already seen. But if you haven't seen this, listen, we've been all talking about how the left has weaponized, or the Biden machine. It's not even a Biden regime, because it started under Obama. Do y'all remember Obama had the IRS going after conservative Christians, Republicans? You remember that? And it wasn't even MAGA Republicans at the time. Y'all remember that, right? When Obama was in office, it wasn't even the MAGA Republicans when they had the IRS going after conservative Christians. Do y'all remember that? Because Obama wanted to take them out. Obama wanted to crush them. So he weaponized the IRS then, and Joe Brandon just picked up where they left off, and now they actually weaponized. They have military, right? A military IRS, 87,000 armed IRS agents to come after you and I. But the fraudulent stuff, you know, I'm pretty sure was taking place before Obama. But I think what took place under Obama. Now, this is just my speculation here, and you can go along with it or not. But think about this. Under Obama, when they were attacking conservative Christians and with the IRS, this is when they started getting different government agencies to go after the American people over fraudulent stuff. We're seeing it all throughout. Now the FBI, right, has been caught. 2016, what did the FBI do?
Russia.
The whole fake dossier, and they ran with the story. And on top of that, when the Hunter Biden laptop came to light, the FBI worked extremely hard. I mean, they worked hard. They went to the big tech companies. They went to Facebook. Mark Zuckerberg let it all out there. So it should be safe to say even on Facebook, because Mark Zuckerberg said it. Will Johnson didn't say it. Mark Zuckerberg did. The FBI showed up at the Facebook headquarters, and Zuckerberg said they didn't talk directly to him, but they did talk to people at Facebook, and they told them, do not allow anybody to see any information on the Hunter Biden laptop. That's what they were saying. And that's exactly what happened. People were posting stuff about it. Their accounts got hindered. Their accounts got deleted, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, all this information is coming out about the Hunter Biden laptop, and the Republicans, because they control the House now, they're going to do investigations. They know that these investigations are coming. And that's why you have the liberal media right now, and the Democrats are all trying to say, oh, it's been debunked. Move on. It's all been debunked. No, it hasn't. It's been a national security threat, a national security risk, and they just overlooked it. The FBI, the DOJ and they helped suppress that information. Now, let me share this clip with you. This is what Dan Bongino. Listen to what Dan Bongino says about this, because this is really interesting to me because the FBI is now being sued because the FBI is part of the federal government. Am I wrong? Federal Bureau of Investigations, they're part of the FBI. So the FBI, again, went to the tech companies to get you to be silent. So the federal government violated the First Amendment, the U.S. Constitution, our Bill of Rights. They violated them. Do you feel violated? I know a lot of people do, because you actually posted factual information and they dinged you for posting factual information. The FBI, the DOJ, they're out to only protect the Biden crime family. Listen to this.
Folks, federal law enforcement corruption drives me crazy. So what is being done to hold the FBI accountable? We know the Biden administration's coordinated with big tech to censor free speech. That's not a question, folks. That's a fact. Now, thankfully, a coalition of GOP attorneys general, they're moving forward with a lawsuit against the FBI. Let's get them on the record to expose the corruption. Finally, joining me now for an exclusive interview is the man behind the lawsuit, Missouri Attorney General, and now, which is terrific, Senator-elect Eric Schmitt. Sir, thank you very much for your time, and thank you for this lawsuit. The courts just handed you a major victory. What do you expect to find out from the FBI about this ongoing censorship regime?
And you know what's, let me stop it real quick. What I like that's taking place here is that guess who's going to have to go before the committee, go before or, and answer questions in the affidavit. Guess who? Just one. There's one particular person. I'll tell you. Jen Psaki, her lawyers tried to get it to where she didn't have to answer any questions, but the judge said, yeah, no, you're going to have to answer questions. What did you know? When did you know it? And why did you go along with it when you know that the federal government was hindering the American people? And the reason being, because Jen Psaki said, oh, we've been working with the tech companies to censor the American people. So shut up, American people, and take it. That's what pretty much, I'm paraphrasing here, what Jen Psaki and the rest of the Democrats are saying.
Well, I think, Dan, it's important to take a step back and recognize that the First Amendment protects our fundamental God-given right to express ourselves, right, to state an opinion, even if somebody doesn't like it. That's what the First Amendment's all about. We filed this lawsuit in May, which alleges, and we've now shown, that the Biden administration has coordinated and colluded with big tech to censor speech, essentially outsourcing something to big tech that they can't do themselves. And what we've uncovered here is a vast censorship enterprise that goes to the highest levels of government.
Okay, let me stop it real quick because he's getting ready to get into the nitty gritty, and I know you want to hear all of this, right? And you have every right to hear it because it's free speech. You should be able to make a decision on your own if you want to believe it or not, right? You should be able to do that. But listen to this. This is so explosive. Our First Amendment. Look, if you say something about Will Johnson and Will Johnson hears it, you have every right to say it, as long as you're not calling for bodily harm, right? If you say something that I don't like, that's free speech. Just because you say something I don't like don't give me the right to shut you up. But see, that's what the left does. That's who they are. They want to shut down everybody who doesn't talk like them or say things like them or think like them.
Of government. Here's what we know so far. First of all, during COVID, we know that high-ranking Facebook officials were text messaging the Surgeon General of the United States saying, hey, we took that down. What more can we do? We also know that there was a special portal created for big tech with the government to take down people and, have them deplatformed. We also know there were weekly censorship meetings, quite literally censorship meetings. And we also know now that a high-ranking FBI official, at least one, was working with the big tech companies to talk about and to censor the story, the Hunter Biden laptop story. And it was on a podcast talking about this himself. Joe Rogan, had Zuckerberg on and kind of alluded to this anyway. But The point is now we've gotten all this discovery, Dan, and now we're moving forward with depositions. We'll be taking the deposition of Anthony Fauci.
Oh, listen to this. You hear that? Dr. Evil. Dr. Evil's on there, on the list. Dr. Evil. Right? And listen, who else?
We'll be taking the deposition of Jen Psaki and also this FBI official, because this should not be happening in the United States of America. It just shouldn't be happening.
Senator, I just got 10 seconds. Quick follow-up. Are these depositions going to become public? I know the government's trying to keep them hidden.
Of course they're going to keep them hidden. There's no way that the federal government, I mean, they're going to try it. I mean, I'm hoping that this information comes out for we the people, you know, because we pay them. They're supposed to work for us. It's supposed to be the government for the people, by the people. It's not supposed to be the other way around. I'm hoping that the information comes out, but you know that they're going to fight it through and through to prevent you and I from knowing the truth.
Yeah, we're fighting over that right now. We're going to videotape these depositions, and it's an important part of our case to prove that the government actually is engaged in illegal activity with big tech. So we're going to do everything we can to get them out in the public.
And they should. Everybody needs to know about this because, you know, we've been seeing this for the past 5 years, right? Actually, it's been a little bit longer than that, but I'm just saying for the past 5 to 6 years, we've been seeing how they've been hindering people left and right. But you know what they didn't hinder? They did not stop people from saying the same lie, regurgitating the same lie over and over about
Russia.
Oh, they didn't say nothing about that.
Russia.
You can say all you want about
Russia.
Right? As long as you're going after President Trump.
Russia.
It was completely fine to talk about
Russia.
Right? And it was false through and through. $42 million later with the Mueller report, and they still act like
Russia
was an issue. And it wasn't. It was Hillary Rodham Clinton, the fake dossier. They went to the FISA court. Do you know if I went to the FISA court and I tried to do the same thing that they did, you know, they would put me in jail? Did you know that? They would literally put me in jail if I went to them with fraudulent information. But the FBI knew about it. The federal government knew about it, and they still proceeded with the whole fake
Russia.
And then they're literally tearing down the country. Now, of course, you have the tyrants on the left. They're all trying to deflect from this whole Russia collusion delusion, right? Oh, not the Russia collusion delusion, but the Hunter Biden laptop. They're all deflecting from it. They want to act like there's nothing there, and it's just the Republicans. I guess the Republicans are now going on a witch hunt. The Republicans don't have anything else to do but to find out, you know, what might be there, and they're trying to say there's nothing there. Listen to this.
You sit on the Judiciary Committee. You just heard Rod Rosenstein say that he thinks the U.S. attorney in Delaware is sufficient in terms of being able to independently decide on what to do with Hunter Biden and that case. I wonder if you agree with that, or if you think your Republican colleagues are right to ask for a special counsel to deal with the current president's son.
Yeah, why not? Why would it be an issue to ask questions? You know, the Hunter Biden laptop, the deals that Hunter had with all these foreign nations. Why wouldn't you ask those questions?
Well, I don't know anything about that case. Certainly in the case of...
But you have oversight of the Justice Department.
Yes.
Oh, you hear this? She's actually asking tough questions here, but you have oversight. But you don't have no insight about the Hunter Biden laptop, which they've been talking about it for over 2 years now, but you don't know anything about it, but you have oversight? What are they doing there? You know what they're doing? Their only goal is to look at and try to work on wokeism. They can care less about the truth. They can care less that our national security has been compromised. They can care less that Joe Biden or Beijing Biden or China Joe has dealings with China that should not be there.
Well, I don't know anything about that case. Certainly in the case of...
But you have oversight of the Justice Department.
Yes. Yes, but we don't, I served with Mike Pence on the Judiciary Committee. We don't oversee and interfere with individual investigations and cases. That would be improper in terms of oversight.
Oh, my goodness. Really, it would be improper. But that's all.
Russia.
That's all they did with President Trump.
Russia.
Over and over.
Russia.
That's all that they did. They couldn't think nothing else. Nothing else mattered to them but to try to get President Trump on
Russia.
Which was completely false. You know what? President Trump was right. He was right about all of it. And the people are starting to see more and more that he was just completely right. You know what another thing that President Trump was right about? TikTok. President Trump warned and tried to shut down TikTok in the United States of America. But of course, the tyrants on the left, because apparently they work for
China
and not the American people. So what they end up doing is that they prevented President Trump from stopping TikTok from gathering data on the American people. And it just flourished for TikTok. And they're still gathering data. If you have TikTok on your phone, they probably have your banking information. They probably, if you go onto Telegram and you use WhatsApp and you use some of the other apps out there that's supposed to be secure, would you have TikTok on your phone? Guess what? They have all of that data as well. You think that is secure? It's not. Listen to this.
Let's start with TikTok. You also have concerns about this, and you're also quoted now as saying, as painful as it is for me to say, if Donald Trump was right and we could have taken action then, that'd have been a heck of a lot easier than trying to take action in November of 2022. Okay, did Washington simply not listen because they didn't like the messenger then, and what can we do now?
Well, I think Donald Trump was right. I mean, TikTok is a enormous
Oh, TikTok is what? Enormous problem? And who was right? Who was right? President Trump was right. President Trump was right all along. You know what? I think I have another one here that I want to share with you here, because this whole TikTok issue is a major problem. It is a major problem. Let me share this other one with you about the whole TikTok. Is this one it here? Nope. Thought I had another one here that I want to show you with the TikTok. Let's see. Oh, I guess I don't. And it's gone. And it's gone. Okay, we'll move on to something else that President Trump was right on. You know what else President Trump was right on? He was right on with the southern border. The Democrats knew that President Trump was correct with the southern border, but you know what? They didn't care. They were creating all these sanctuary cities when President Trump was in office, trying to undermine President Trump, trying to tell President Trump, hey, you can't do this. You're racist because you're trying to build a border wall. You're being hateful. President Trump was doing it to stop the fentanyl from coming into the country, and most of it did stop. Of course, there was still some slipping through the cracks, but he locked down majority of it. The human trafficking was locked down for the majority of it. President Trump was right, and the Democrats, they knew that he was right, and that's the reason why they have open borders right now and 300 people a day dying in fentanyl. Trump was right.
Yeah, and we're talking with Monica De La Cruz this morning. I know you're headed to the border on Tuesday, but that 18,000-day estimate that they're talking about once Title 42 goes away is going to mean 6.5 million people entering this country illegally on a yearly basis. We've already seen 5 million enter illegally from overseas to America just on Joe Biden's watch. Can you do anything to send money to the border? Are you going to be able to move the needle on this problem?
Well, Maria, you're right. You've been one of the leaders on this, of educating the American people of what's happening on this border. Well, no longer will the Democrats be able to ignore the problem. When I become Speaker, and I'm traveling to the border next Tuesday for a number of different reasons. One, to thank these border agents for all the work they've done, being overwhelming. Get the latest information. Sit with the members as well, because we will roll out, like we've already had, the ability to secure this border. But when I become Speaker, I'll move meetings actually at the border, so the Democrats can no longer ignore the problem, so the American public can actually have the information, and we'll move legislation on the floor to secure that border out of the House onto the Senate, and we will continue to fight to make this happen. It's not just the millions of illegal people coming across this border. This is where the fentanyl from China comes that will kill 300 Americans today, the #1 killer of the next generation. This is where people on the terrorist watch list, more than 98 that have entered this nation. Why are they coming here? What do they have planned? Who are they talking with?
Wow, 300 people dead a day from fentanyl. That's incredible.
Yeah, it is incredible. 300 people a day. Can y'all ever think, how many of y'all watching right now know somebody, if not directly affected by the fentanyl coming across the southern border? I'm willing to bet that somebody knows somebody that's close. I mean, you can't have 300 people dying from fentanyl a day and you not know somebody. And, you know, I posted a comment out there before on the social media, and one person said that their neighbor's son died from fentanyl, from one pill. One pill. 300 people dead a day. And this is not a major issue. Why is this not an issue? Someone please tell me why is this not an issue? Okay, so I did find that other clip that I was wanting to share with you about the TikTok, because it's extremely important. The level of information that TikTok is pulling from everybody. If you have TikTok on your phone, you just might want to delete it. I'm just saying.
You're also worried about TikTok. You told people if you got the app, delete it. If you can, just get a whole new phone. You're worried about the collection of data. The FBI warning about that this week as well, Director Christopher Wray. But TikTok says this in a company statement: we store all TikTok U.S. user data in the United States with backup redundancy in Singapore. Our data centers are located entirely outside of China, and none of our data is subject to Chinese law. Number one, is that a lie? Are you calling them a liar? And if so, what can we do about it?
Yeah, those are false statements, Shannon. There have been reports indicating that data is accessible in mainland China, that TikTok, a Chinese company, is subject to communist China's laws, and that TikTok is one of the most massive surveillance programs ever, especially on America's young people. That it's not just the content you upload to TikTok, but all the data on your phone and other apps, all your personal information, even facial imagery, even where your eyes are looking on your phone. That's why I've encouraged every American, if they're using TikTok, to delete it from their phone, and if they can, to get a new phone altogether.
If you can, get a whole new phone altogether, meaning that even if you format the phone, delete everything on the phone, TikTok still have their tentacles in there via
China.
Right? President Trump was right again, but they removed him because he was right. They didn't want him actually telling anybody about it. They didn't want him telling them. Well, anyways, other news. Did you know Biden was playing with, I guess maybe you can call him a cousin? I don't know. What you think? Maybe Biden was playing with his cousin, because he even tried to get his cousin to talk on the microphone. Who am I talking about? The turkey. Peter Doocy. I do like Peter Doocy. Listen to what he says about the turkey that's getting pardoned by Biden. Listen to this.
Yes, they're going to have the big turkey pardoning here in about 15 minutes, Sandra. And ahead of that, we can look at how much the rest of the turkeys, except the two that are going to be spared, are costing. And there's just
right.
no way to avoid paying significantly more if you're buying the staples for Thanksgiving. A 16-pound turkey is going for $28.96. That is up 21% from last year. A 14-ounce bag of cube stuffing mix is $3.88. That is up 69%. And 2 frozen pie crusts are going for $3.68. That is up 26%. According to the Farm Bureau, all those arrows are pointing up. But President Biden keeps insisting that things are coming down.
Yeah, he keeps telling everyone that the price for groceries, everything is coming down. But every time I go to the grocery store thinking I'm going to get, 5 items, and I walk out with 3 because I can't afford to get the other 2 because everything has gone up. It's ridiculous. And again, why are the left, why are they going along with this? This is what I don't understand. I know that they hate America so much that they would just do it, but they claim to be intelligent. I'm talking about the left. They claim to be so smart. They claim to have it all together. They claim to know what's best for all of us. But then when the cost of living going up, the cost of food is going up. If this was happening under President Trump, they would be screaming left and right, oh my goodness, he's making things worse for all of us. But the progressives, it's like they like this misery. I guess what is it? Misery loves company? Is that what it is? Well, here's another turkey. Have y'all seen this? Now, I'm kind of, have y'all seen this? Look at this turkey here. So this is Emmanuel Macron. He's walking, and he walks up to this lady, and this lady has, some physical conversation with him. That's what it is, a physical conversation. Now, I don't condone anything, you're laying hands on people. I don't ever condone that. I don't at all. But this lady here has, she has a physical conversation with him, and it goes one way. I mean, let me just show you. And then they take it down. I mean, come on, people. It's just a lady. You didn't have to be so aggressive with her. It's a female. How do you know she doesn't support abortion? Why are you being so angry with her? She just wanted to express her feelings towards him. That's all that was, right? Again, I don't condone any violence or anything like that, but I just thought it was something we should share. So you saw Biden, right? Biden today with the whole turkey thing, right? Biden out there parting the turkey. There is a video with him out there having a microphone, walking up to the turkey, asking the turkey to talk. And I mean, it's really weird, right? Really weird. And Biden, he's just there, just going along the motions. He goes wherever they tell him to go. Well, how many of y'all think that Biden, with him losing his mind, because he's becoming more unstable every day, you can tell every single day, every single time he gets on the microphone, is without fail that he says something out of the ordinary, or he puts his foot in his mouth, or he says something that he shouldn't say, or he doesn't know what to say, and he just But they believe, and you know what? I don't even think they actually believe it. I think the Democrats, they just say that Biden's going to run in 2024 because, like, that's the thing for them to say right now. They're not going to go against it, right? That's what they're saying right now, because they were like, oh, wait a minute, we see a pathway, and y'all know what I'm talking about, for Biden to continue. Well, listen, Adam Schiff was asked the same question about Biden running in 2024.
And finally, before you go, today is Joe Biden's 80th birthday. Do you think he should run for re-election?
I think he should. I think he's extremely capable. What he's been able to do in the last 2 years is an unprecedented level of accomplishment. And if he wants to continue, I'm for him.
Now, if you're talking about destroying the U.S. economy, I guess if that's an achievement, I guess so. If you're talking about the open borders, the fentanyl, the gas, the food prices, the energy crisis, possibly taking us into World War III, if that's the agenda and you're saying that's what he achieved, then okay, then we agree, right? Is that it? But he hasn't done anything that has been actually beneficial to all of us in America. Nothing. Everything has been worse under this regime. A lot worse. A lot worse. Now, let me share this with you. Y'all know who Warnock is? I call him Warlock, but his name is Warnock, and there's a runoff between him and Herschel Walker in December of this year, December 6th, because you have to have more than 50% in order to move forward, right? And Warnock, he's out here saying that they're doing these voter suppression laws. So you know what the voter suppression law is? A voter ID. That's what they're calling voter suppression. And they said it's primarily affecting black people. So let me get this straight. So black people can't get driver license, right? They don't have an ID. How are black people getting on the airplane? How are black people buying liquor? How are black people buying vehicles? Because last time I looked, if you go buy a vehicle, you have to have an ID. How are black people banking? Do black people not have bank accounts? Because the last time I remember, if you go to a bank and you write a check, or if you want to make a withdrawal, what have you, you have to show an ID. At least every time I go, they ask me for my ID. So where's this at? Where's the problem? It's an issue for people to present an ID to say, yes, I'm a legal citizen, and here it is, I can vote. Listen to Warlock as he's talking about voter suppression.
We are witnessing right now, across this nation, the most determined and destructive assault on the voting rights of ordinary American citizens that we have seen since the ugly days of Jim Crow segregation.
And y'all hear him? He says Jim Crow segregation. Well, you know what? Jim Crow segregation was the Democrats. Jim Crow 2.0, still the Democrats.
And I am sad to say that it all began right here in Georgia with these unnecessary and unjustifiable voter ID laws, which disproportionately impact poor people and seniors and Latinos and African
Yeah, hear this, right? This is what he was saying about voter suppression because you have to present an ID. I don't have an issue presenting an ID. I don't have an issue with it. I think that's the way it should be. How important are they to us? How important is your vote? How important is it? Right? Listen to this one with Warlock.
Georgia Democratic Senator Raphael Warnock said that he's very encouraged by Joe Manchin's proposals and told NBC News, quote, "I have never been opposed to voter ID."
With these unnecessary and unjustifiable voter ID laws, which constitute, in my estimation, a poll tax. Dealing with these voter ID laws, this is not about voter verification. This is about voter suppression. All of these voter suppression laws saying we've got to have voter ID laws. This is Jim Crow in new clothes.
Jim Crow in new clothes. Jim Crow in a different color. Warlock. It's the same Democrat Party. It's the same Democrat Party. They just found different black people to fill out the role to bring the tyranny that they want to bring down onto the American people. That's all that they've done. They figured out how to do it and how to manipulate black people, white people, Asian people, Hispanic people. That's the goal of the Democrat Party. Let me ask y'all a question, and it's a really simple question. Since you've been born, has there been anything, just anything that the Democrat Party has done that America has benefited as a whole? Now, I'm not talking about a group of people. You know, when you go talk to some black people, when I go out in the streets and they say, well, Obama did X, Y, Z. He did so much for black people. Then you ask the question, well, what did he do for black people? And then they say, well, Obamacare. Black people didn't benefit from that. Straight up did not benefit from that. I had cousins that were complaining about Obamacare because they didn't have, and my cousins were young, and they were complaining because it showed up under taxes. So it became a tax because they didn't have health care throughout the year. So it became a tax. That's Obamacare for you. It did not benefit the American people. So I ask again, what have the Democrats done since you've been alive that the America as a whole has benefited? Seriously. Well, what have they done? Maybe people say the projects, but again, that didn't benefit the American people. The ghettos, that didn't benefit the American people. What have they done instead of causing more destruction? What have they done? The Democrat Party, I thank God. I thank God that he healed my mind. I'm so thankful that I don't have that mindset. And people still don't get it. You know what? Let me tell you this, because I was talking to my producer about it. And when I look at this information and I share this information with you, and a lot of people haven't seen some of this information, and some of you have seen, but what dawned on me, and I'm not talking about everybody because there's a lot of people that get it, but what dawned on me is that there's a lot of people that just oblivious to what's going on. I've actually had conversations with some people that call themselves conservatives, and I tell them about some of the stuff that's going on, and their eyes just gloss over like I had no idea. And that's why a lot of times I'm sitting there talking about this stuff, and I'm thinking that people understand it and people see what I'm sharing with them. And a lot of people, a lot of people don't know. There's a lot of people that don't know. And I get it. A lot of people, they don't want to look at the news a lot of times. A lot of people, like right now, this is Thanksgiving week, right? There's a lot of people taking the time off, a lot of people traveling, right? Because, America is supposedly open, right? America is open. So people are going to be traveling, going to visit loved ones, but not all of them. I have to say this. I have family members, really close family members, that I will probably never, ever see again in my life. And they don't live far from me. Less than a day's drive. Less than a day's drive. And because of they believe everything that the left has instilled in them, they believe all of the lies. I probably would never, ever see my family again. Never again. And the reason why I know this because I've had conversations and I've talked about it, and because I won't do certain things, because I won't conform to this world. My family has rejected me. My immediate family. But the body of Christ has not rejected me. But even then, when it's your immediate family, when it's your immediate family rejecting you because you will not conform to this world, what does that say about the world that we live in? And see, now I'm a man and I don't cry unless, it's something's, truly hurting. I just don't cry because my feelings got hurt or I'm emotional about something. Right? And it doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. I'm just not producing tears for it. But it still hurts. It still hurts that my family rejects me because I will not conform to this world. And I guarantee that I'm not the only person experiencing this. I know that I'm not. Because what they have done to this nation, and not even just this nation, but what they have done, they have created division on the planet like no one ever thought they would see in their lifetime. But you and I, we're seeing it. You and I, we're experiencing it. And the sad thing, it's just going to get worse. It's just going to get worse. Hey, can I ask for a favor? Please share this video. Please share this video. If you like all the information that I do bring and you think people need to see it, please share this video. And consider going to my website, uniteamericafirst.com, and supporting me. I need your help to continue to bring this information. Like my shirt, God's Warrior. God's Warrior. So, if you like it, please consider supporting me. uniteamericafirst.com. See you tomorrow. Reality check.